All right, here we go for this week. Our picks. Tim Brando right around the corner will join us in just a second. So let's start with that first game, 11 o'clock kickoff. It will be on TNT, which I think they do a great job with the Big 12. K-State and KU in Lawrence.
I'll let Paul have the main stage since he's Jayhawk by marriage now at this point. Yeah. But I'm going to go Kansas here. Much more interesting game than anticipated it being about a month ago when K-State was really in flux and didn't know what was what, and we're really trying to figure some things out. I think they've started to figure some things out and have definitely looked better the last couple of weeks. Both these teams coming off of a bye. I believe I saw something where Lance Leipold's like 5-0 off of byes. They're at home, and I think Kansas is a really solid team. I think K-State's getting better, and this ought to be a hell of a contest, but I'm going to go with the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Jayhawks at home here as well. I think that their offense is probably enough to keep K-State off kilter. Rivalry game, though, so this one could get kind of lit. There in Manhattan, in Lawrence. Sorry, in Lawrence. I will also tell you, as I pick KU, that I was bullied into moving them up my Big 12 rankings for basketball as well.
You are so weak.
I was bullied. Look, you know what? Like,
okay, what do you have them at 6 or 7?
I had him at 5. I was bullied into moving him up from there.
In what, football or basketball?
Talking about basketball.
Oh, I was like, man, no, I don't care how wives are.
I submitted them. I submitted my ballot because it's media days.
As we all did, yep.
Yeah. So
I mean, okay, that's fine. I mean, it's basketball, man.
I got bullied into moving them up. And I was hoping that my coworkers, like usually, like if I was a little kid in school and I said I've been bullied, you guys would volunteer to take on the bully. But
problem is I don't like you, Paul. That's the issue. I think you enjoy it. I'm not trying to take away from you.
No. You're smart.
Yeah, no,
I mean, you're weak.
Happy, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But like, it's right. Happy wife, happy life.
I'm going to take KU every other game. The last 5 games, it's been win, loss, which means they get a W. I'll take KU at home against Kansas State.
I do think this is one of the more like just sort of, I mean, most games in the Big 12 are coin flips a lot of the time, right? I think their teams are close enough that you feel like anybody can win.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is really a coin flip game to me. Like, this is really as close as you can get. You're really just kind of splitting hairs, again, to use that phrase for the last time today, hopefully. I think you are.
Yes, and by the way, K-State, you said they're coming off a bye. KU is too, I believe, coming off a bye because the last time they played, they got smoked by Texas Tech.
Did I not say both? Yeah, both of them are coming off a bye.
BYU coming off that emotional win on the road at a place where they are actually, I believe I looked at it, underdogs against Iowa State, who's kind of like all of a sudden, hey, remember them? They were in, but you know, they've gotten a couple of hickeys since that time. And BYU, I'll do this one. I'll take BYU while they're hot at Iowa State in Ames.
Yeah, I'm going to take BYU as well. Iowa State is favored now at this point by, I think it's 2.5 points. Last I checked it out, and I do believe that there is some good news on the horizon for Iowa State and that they will have some formation of kickers available. So that's progress based on what's happened here lately once Conradi got hurt, and then they just fell into a situation that you don't see too often where they were depleted. And I think they're starting to get that group healthy. So at least you'll be confident in kicking field goals again for the first time in a couple games. Rocco Beck still might be the best quarterback in the league, like at his best. That was the conversation at one point earlier in the year. So he's capable of having a big game. Playing in Ames is tough, but you know what? There's always an upset in this whole thing every single week, and this is going to be the upset, even though I don't think it's much of an upset if BYU wins this game. This ought to be a hell of an environment, though, and an atmosphere with those two fan bases coming together. So I think that'll be a real cool showing in Ames. But, yeah, I'm going with the hot hand and the Cougars right now.
All right, one thing about it, their loss is Iowa State on the road at Cincinnati and Colorado. The Colorado loss was obviously disappointing too, but they're going to get somebody.
And there was some controversy there, like some officiating in that game. But, you can do that for a lot of games. And Iowa State has their gripes like anybody else. But, yeah, they had not played well, and the road has been their issue. So being at home, I think that's part of the reason why you see them listed as favorites is the fact that it's definitely part of the equation of them being favored is it being in Ames.
Cincinnati can pound you in the butt or anywhere else with the run game, right?
Well, I mean,
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to pick the BYU Iowa State game before.
Oh, I did that again.
Before apparently.
I thought you were on the phone with Amanda.
No, but before apparently you called out the kink of Cincinnati, which, whatever floats your boat. I'll take BYU. They're rolling along right now, but it's a big test to go on the road after a big rivalry win and get that. But and I'll just follow it up and I'll pick Cincinnati because, like, again, back door, front door, they don't care. They're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
They will pound your body, and they will pound it with a big quarterback who can run and also a great running game. Their defense is playing well. We know about the offensive line. Baylor can't stop the runner. They really don't very often. I will take Cincinnati. They're red hot, and I think I just feel like they're the better team here. Baylor, if they get off to a good start, you still think at some point Cincinnati takes over the game.
Yeah, I'll take Cincinnati as well. They've only played once before, as a couple years ago in Cincy, and Baylor had a close victory. But two very different teams this time around, much different places as programs. Cincinnati with far more of a grip than they had a couple years back on kind of what's what and who they are in the Big 12. And Baylor, I feel like, is just kind of in that up and down of whatever I don't even know what to even refer to what they are. Even like, you guys know where I'm coming from with Baylor. Like, I just don't even, I don't know. Like, they're talented, but they're not nearly as good as they should be. And the thing that's like the worst part of them is what their head coach specializes at. Like, they're just, they don't make any sense.
Defense in the country.
They just don't make any sense where they are just in the whole big picture of things. They're just kind of like, just floating around. Like, I don't know how to describe it when you're not closer to the situation like we are. So, yeah, give me Cincinnati. They're a much better team based on what we've seen so far. I do think Baylor is a talented enough team that you always have to be somewhat mindful that they are capable, but they just don't ever put it together, really. So give me the home team and the Bearcats.
Terrible matchup for them because of what.
Yeah, and Sorsby can throw it all over that defense.
Yeah, and they can run it. They just
Why is it what I said that all of you look like the crazy uncle was loose again?
Because he is.
Yeah.
Because he is.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Paul, did you pick this game?
I did. I picked Cincinnati. I picked Cincinnati.
I did too. Oklahoma State, and not a good time to probably play Tech unless they got a little hangover from the loss at home in Lubbock. 3:00 kick in on ESPNU.
Yeah. Tech's bringing the bulldozer into this one, I think. And they're, in Lubbock, after that tight loss that was sloppy and all. Yeah, I think it doesn't even matter to me if Baron Morton decides to sit it under the week. I think that Tech gets it done in this game. Oklahoma State is just down to the bare bones on the roster. So if they won it, that would be one hell of an upset. But I just don't see that happening just based on the amount of personnel available for both sides.
I think it's really unfortunate that Oklahoma State has to be the team facing Tech after last week. I just think that's very poor timing. And, yeah, I'd anticipate the Red Raiders unleashing some frustrations on the Cowboys, and this will be a blowout win. Any result besides a blowout win in Tech's favor would be shocking. So, yeah, I think this is a Tech blowout. It's night and day. Like, you cannot get more of a difference in like the talent levels and just kind of where both programs find themselves currently than this matchup right here. So, yeah, I admire Oklahoma State fans like the banana fans last week in the stands. Like, they're making the best of it. And just trying to get to this next head coach, whoever that is, but they still got some more punishment to take. And I think this weekend might be the worst of it all.
All right. So I'll take Tech to win with whatever score they decide. Now, West Virginia, I think I said that last year during the game, and the team I said that about, they got beat. West Virginia, TCU winning the game, really kind of almost let that thing get off the hook against Baylor, but they won. They score a lot of points, West Virginia at home in Morgantown, but I think you just have a better team in TCU, and I think they'll win on the road.
Yeah, I think TCU kind of coasts through this one kind of easily. Again, West Virginia is just not in a good spot right now. TCU, they're good enough. I think their fans would like them to be a little bit better, but they're in a good mood because they beat Baylor. Keep rolling along, get another win.
Give me TCU. I think they're clearly a step above West Virginia. Crazy things could happen, but I don't think West Virginia even has like the second layer of backups even only fully available to give much of an upset bid. I mean, crazy things could happen, but Morgantown's lost a bit of its mystique. So, yeah, I mean, this is kind of like it's not to the extent of Tech versus Oklahoma State, but I do think TCU is far and away in a much better place and a much better team. So give me the Frogs.
That game last week in Fort Worth was like the winner might end up 8-4. And the loser might have to win a game at the end to get to a bowl. That's the way I think about it.
Did you feel like they controlled that game for
TCU?
the most part? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. When I stopped kind of paying attention to it because of the delays, but no, I
mean, it was back and forth initially, but then like by about the midway point, you're like, yeah, TCU's like going to blow their ass out.
Hoover played really well, and Sawyer had his worst game maybe in a long time.
Well, there goes the Heisman, I guess. But, yeah, I think TCU, that was a big win for them to kind of get back on track. And they are a team that is like right underneath that layer of like the really good teams. So they're in like that B tier, like right below Tech and maybe Arizona State, or I guess, Arizona State and BYU. Like I think they're in that crowd like Utah, right? Where they're kind of in that mix of teams down the stretch that could make some things interesting. So,
their 2 losses on the road, Arizona State and also K-State. So the
K-State one makes it look a little worse.
Yeah, that was different because it was 41-28.
That was unexpected, and you got beat pretty good and convincingly. So, yeah, that one kind of took some of the luster off TCU, but the other loss I don't give them too much flack for.
2 more games, Houston, Willie Fritz, Cougars, and Arizona State in Tempe. I think Arizona State got right last week. I don't think they're going to just like start dominating everybody, but I think they kind of got right. Their defense played fantastic. Houston, they got a defense that can play pretty well. I'll take the Sun Devils back-to-back games in Tempe.
I think this will be a really good game. I think it'll be really good. I think Arizona State's just the veteran nature of their team, and they've been doing this for a little bit longer. Gets Houston, but doesn't change my opinion about either team really at all if Houston loses. Now, if Houston wins, then I think – we got to start looking at them as maybe even more formidable than before this one.
Yeah, I haven't been ready to go there with Houston just yet. I mean, I'm kind of one of those that their record doesn't quite match like how I feel about them. Like their record's better than I think that they are, if that makes sense. But I don't think it's like super far off. I think they're certainly on an upward trajectory and improving. And there's just some questions I still have offensively about how consistent they can be. But, yeah, give me Arizona State. I think it could be a hell of a game, like you said. And, I'll take the Sun Devils.
So we all say Sun Devils. I say Utah at home against Colorado, even if it was in Boulder.
One note on that Houston game with Arizona State, Jordan Tyson's out.
Yeah, I saw that he had been kind of nursed and they weren't sure.
He had some catches last week where he is like, you could tell like he was trying to run as hard as he could.
He had
but
a hamstring issue, but he played through it.
He was not 100%.
So last game, and then Tim Brando will join us. Utah at home against Colorado. If it was in Boulder, I would take the Utes, despite a just gut-wrenching emotional loss to BYU.
I had to stop from overreacting too much to Utah losing again. I mean, they lost to a really good team on the road in a really tough place to play. So I'm not going to give them as much benefit of the doubt as I had been doing in the past couple of years, because at some point you have to earn that. So I'm off of the benefit of the doubt thing for Utah, but I still think they're a very good team and one of the top handful of teams in this league. So, yeah, give me them at home, and I bet they'll be revved up to take on. I'm very curious to see how Colorado comes off the bye week, though. I mean, they went into it with some positivity, so we'll see what they look like.
Yeah, I'll take Utah to bounce back. I think Colorado is going to be maybe a tougher out than maybe a couple weeks ago, but I still think Utah wins the game.
Yeah, so there we are. If you look on the right-hand side, a lot of the teams at home are near the upper echelon of the conference, except BYU on the road in Ames against Iowa State, and Iowa State is a slight favorite in that game.